Hello, everybody. My name is John Carlson. I am currently a first year here at Cal Poly studying mechanical engineering. I'm living in Yakatutu, and I am really excited to share with you my 5 interesting objects and share with you a little bit more about my life and also learn more about your guys' lives too. So, my first object here is kind of random and it's a little interesting. It is this tiny little piece of paper that says Arizona there, Phoenix on the back, and it's a flashcard all the way back from 8th grade. And it's a little bit of a long story, but I will try to get through it as fast as I can. Back in 8th grade, when we were learning the 50 states and the 50 capitals, I dropped this one on the ground, and one of my friends picked it up, and he asked me if I would give him $20 on high school graduation night if he kept it for that entire 4 years. And as of right now, I'm $20 down because he did indeed keep this. He put it up on his bulletin board and then gave it right before we walked the stage. So it's kind of a funny story, and to some people, it might just be a piece of paper and remembering that the capital of Arizona is Phoenix. But to me, it is more of a symbol of uh, friendship and my social life. I'm a really social person. I love hanging out with people and being with my friends. So it's kind of a weird first object, but to me, this shows the side of me to do with my friends, my social life, and the love that I have for my friends. So on to the next object. So another object that I have is a pair of running shoes. In high school, I was a huge runner. I was super serious about it, really competitive, and I met tons of my friends through cross country and track and field and through distance running. And two of them are my roommates right now, so it's kind of crazy. But yeah, um, running was a huge part of my life, and even though I don't run as serious and as competitively as I did in high school, staying healthy and exercising and lifting, going to the gym, and doing all those things, eating healthy as well, are a really big part of my life, and that's why I think that this is a good representation of who I am still. And then another one of my objects is this pair of goggles right here. As my job at home, I'm a swim teacher and a lifeguard, but mostly a swim teacher. So I teach little kids and even adult swim lessons. And this job is actually, I love my job, and this job actually got me into what I want to do as a career in the future, and that is to be a teacher, like a physics teacher or a math teacher. And that's why I picked mechanical engineering, because it's a really versatile major and you can do a lot with it. But so if I want to ever abandon the teaching route, I could always stray away from it, and I have a lot of options there. But if I still want to become a teacher, then I always have that option as well. And that's why I think that these goggles help me to bridge my swim lesson teaching life into my future career path. So this is another one of my objects. As you can see, it's a little Lego set. His name is Wally from the movie, and if you never watched Wally before, it's a movie about a bunch of different robots where they like out in outer space, and it's a really interesting concept for a movie. It was my favorite movie growing up, and I've had this thing like forever. And it's one of the very few things I brought to decorate my room. But the main reason why I think that this object resonated with me the most was due to the robot's personality in the movie. If you haven't seen it before, these robots, it's really fascinating to watch them interact with their environment, the animation style, how they act around each other, and like the whole entire plot line of the movie. And Wally in particular is a very curious robot in that movie. He always wants to learn new things, figure things out, step out of that comfort zone. And I chose this object because I believe that Wally mirrors me in some ways, and I find myself being sometimes like Wally, trying new things, being very curious, trying to expand my knowledge in my field, or just trying new things like playing spike ball, playing tennis, pickleball, any of new clubs, new ideas. I'm always open to it, and that's why I picked this as one of my objects. For my last item, I have my old physics teacher's or like teacher ID card, and it's a really funny story about it. He signed it right there, but it kind of like wore off. He said like, "Oh, I'll sign it, and then you can keep it for when I'm famous." I don't think he'll get famous. But the main reason that I think this is an important object for me is because he is another reason why I want to become a teacher. I mean, like his class like totally transformed me in school and totally directed me into the route of taking mechanical engineering. And matter of fact, he actually went to Cal Poly, studied here at SLO, did biomedical engineering, and he has this crazy story where he didn't do too well in college, but he talked his way into getting his teacher credential, and now he's a teacher, and he absolutely loves it. And so he's a really big inspiration for me. And it's kind of just a funny gag that the fact that I have his old student ID card or teacher ID card. But yeah, that's my last object. Thank you.